Welcome back to the Full Force Combat podcast. We've been away for a bit, but we are back. And as usual, with one of the usual suspects, Mr. Frimpong, Mr. Denis Frimpong, fresh off the back of getting in the win column. How are we, mate?
I'm good. I have been better in my life, but as you can see, yeah, no, good. Back in the win column, like you said, not as fresh as you're saying, like it was a couple of weeks ago now. The dopamine off the back of the win has definitely worn off, and I'm itching to just get back in there now at this stage.
Yeah, 100%. So, how is the hand, first of all? Give us an update on the injury.
Um, so yeah, I've been sort of updating on my stories and stuff. It's broken, believe it or not. Everyone was asking me on the fucking day, like when I was walking around with a temporary cast, is it broken? Yes, it's broken. Um, yeah, Thomas has a fucking hard head, and I came out of the fight probably with more injuries than fucking he did, even though I won the fight, but self-inflicted. But yeah, got some good news today. I've been going back and forth with the different specialists. Obviously, first was A&E, and then it was a fracture specialist, and today I went to see a hand specialist. So this guy seems to have known the most about the injury. Um, Obviously, they've taken into account that I am a fighter as well, and I will eventually punch again with the broken hand. So I'm not just a civilian. But yeah, no surgery needed. Just another couple of weeks in this cast. It's not a bad break at all. Another couple of weeks in the cast, and then another, 3, 4 weeks before I can throw with venom again. I can already sort of touch my fingers to my thumb, which is a good sign. There's no bad damage in it, so yeah, I should be back out soon, as soon as I can. Anyway, um, just wanna not rush it too much as well. Not gonna come back too quickly and re-break it. So yeah.
Absolutely. No, it's the scars and bumps and everything of battle. So let's talk about the battle itself. Now you've had a few weeks to watch it back. I should imagine a couple of times. I know you like to break down your own performances and stuff very well. So let's just rate it out of 10, Denis, because I think personally that with the late replacement and the name change, I think it's done more for you at this stage of your career, especially when you didn't get back in the win column than it would have if you fought Jacoby in the first place.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, personally, do you want my honest opinion? Personally, I think with Jacoby, I would have got a finish. I think I
Mm.
would have finished Jacoby. Probably wouldn't have fucking broke my hand either. But yeah, it is what it is. It is a bigger name. It was a better name. There was a lot of fucking 7-3 going on. We were both 7-3 on Topology going into the fight. We were fighting on the 7th and 3rd at 73 kilos. We walked out at 7:30 p.m. Um,
Mad.
Thomas landed 73 strikes.
Wow.
It was all
Wow.
mad, bro. It was all mad. Um,
Wow.
yeah, it was all mad. But yeah, fucking end of the day, I won the fight. Thomas has never been finished. I feel like in the third round I had him dead to rights and I would have finished him. I just made a couple of mistakes in letting him up, if that makes sense. I had him on the ground. I was punching him. I punched him a couple of times with my broken hand. It was fucking sore. So I started elbowing him. I was elbowing him. And then I let him build a bit because I wanted to knee him in the head, where I should have just kept elbowing him and forced him to build and then kneed him in the head because he was expecting the knee then. There's a couple little things, but it is what it is. A guy who's never been finished. It was on 10 days notice. Granted, it was on 10 days notice for him, but he was also on 10 days notice for me. Like you said, I'm preparing game planning my whole camp around a certain guy. He's come in a completely different body, a completely different name. I've not really had any time to prepare for him. Um, like he said himself, it's not like he wasn't training. Like he was training anyway as if there would be a late replacement. So he was fit, he was strong, he was sharp. Granted, he didn't know he was fighting me, you know, so he didn't have time to like game plan for me, but I also didn't have time to game plan for him. And in fact, I'd been game planning for a different guy. So, I've been sparring with maybe people that would have been more his body type. I've been doing my whole camp based around the fact that I'm fighting a short, stocky, explosive taekwondo guy, and then the whole thing changed, and now I'm fighting a fucking guy that's as tall as me, that's like a striker, good mixes it up well, like good jiu-jitsu. So yeah, it is what it is. I would rate it as a 4 or 5 out of 10, if that. Uh, but yeah, getting the win's the most important thing.
Absolutely. Now, one thing I do want you to rate as well is your ring walk. Now, each time they level up, they're sensational, man. Talk us through it, Dennis.
That was my favorite part of the entire week. I was there from Wednesday to Sunday, and like that, honestly, the walkout gave me more of a buzz somehow than actually getting my hand raised, if that makes sense. Like getting my hand raised was sick, but the walkout was the reception I got from the German crowd, the energy in that room was fucking electric. Again, I've been saying it loads. The fact that my fight was on the prelims is fucking disgraceful. Um, but yeah, like I think that goes to show it. Whenever I fight in Germany, I should be red corner. I should be on the main card. I'm as good as a German fighter in that respect. I might as well start walking out with a fucking German flag. The only difference is that I don't speak German. That's it. That is it. Do you know what I mean? Like so.
We need to get you on that Duolingo a little bit more. But when you
I've
walked
been on
out
it.
from
I've
the
been on it.
when you walked out from the little tunnel bit, and then everybody started to see you, and they stood up, and I must have mean in my vision where I was, I must have seen about 500 phones out all recording, and that was just on one view. And then once my head turned, and then you see in the floor crowd, everyone was there, and the energy, everyone was dancing, and it weren't just like middle-aged men like go to. It was like ladies and old geezers and stuff, and you've got everyone vibing, Dennis. And I think Oktagon now, I think I'd like to see it go to the Czech Republic and stuff. I know you want to hit for Berlin, but is that still in your thought process now, with all things considered, hand injury and stuff?
Oh no, I'm looking now. Given the information I got today with the hand specialist, I would say Berlin is doable. Um, yeah, most likely Berlin is doable. But again, it comes down to who I'm fighting, who wins between Ozan and Vlado, if that's the fight that Octagon want to make. That's the fight I want. Winner of Ozan and Vlado. Um, realistically, I could even fight on Bratislava at a push. But again, I have to see over the next couple of weeks when I get the cast off, when I start doing my bit of physio and how is the hand healing, how does it feel to punch, like how much can I ramp it up? I have fought in the past against Robin Frank with one arm. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I can fight with one hand. I just don't want to re-break it and then cause a whole set of issues. I want to have an active year as well. So I want to be smart about it. So realistically, Berlin is ideal. Yeah. Um, I would like to fight in the Czech Republic as well. I would like to fight in Bratislava, Slovakia as well. And at some point I'd like to fight in Poland as well, wherever they go, Sweden, wherever they happen to like expand out to, I would like to fight. I want to fight all over. But this year I think the way that the cards are lined up, it's almost like perfect for me to fight in the first Berlin card and then fight in Frankfurt, because obviously I don't want to fight too close to Frankfurt because I do want to be on the Frankfurt card. The Frankfurt card, I've got like a special walkout planned already, and that 60,000 people, yeah, that would be insane. What I do want to see as well is, as you said, when people record with the phones, I want to see them with their phone lights on. Because
Yeah.
a lot of people record with no phone light. I want to see you do that same shit you do for Christian Youngworth and Ekerlin, and your phone lights on. Then you can actually see all the fucking lights in the crowd, and that's the fucking intensity. You know what I mean? It's like a fucking galaxy out there. So that's what I want to see. But yeah, as far as the next fight. June. June is good for me. As I say, Bratislava or Berlin, whoever I'm fighting, depends who I'm fighting, and etc. etc. But let's see.
Absolutely. No, it's the 10th anniversary, and they've got big plans, and so have you. So, Dennis, let's just get a little insight there's been a lot of talk about fighter pay recently, particularly with the UFC, but let's just get a little insight. from yourself. You started your pro career in a bit of a unique way. You was in like it wasn't quite amateur, but it wasn't classed as professional. The tournament in the in-house reality show, and then you had the final with George. You've been with Oktagon, a major European promotion, throughout your entire career, but bar what was it, an 8-month mishap. So let's just get a little insight from you, from the European scene, and first of all, how hard it is, because it's not just the fighter pay that you've got to worry about; it's everything else attached to it, isn't it? Let's just break it down a little bit.
And you know, there's like within this last camp / fight, I've had two really big things, two really big eye openers happen that have made me realize, like, you know, don't get me wrong, Oktagon pay me well, all things considered. You know, I'm not in the UFC. I'm on the European circuit. As far as European promotions, they probably pay the best. You know, then maybe FNC. I don't know what KSW are giving out. I don't know about other people's digits. I know FNC are throwing money around, but as far as I know, like, you know, from my experience, Oktagon pay pretty well. Obviously, they should be paying well because they've said it themselves. They're making a lot of money. You know, the promotion's growing, and I've been with the promotion since 2023. You know, so pretty much nearly 3 years now of my career has been spent in the promotion from the very early stages of my career, where I've helped to build them and they've helped to build me. So when there's growth in the promotion, there should be growth in my paycheck also, which it has done, you know, and I'd like to see it continue as such, as I continue to win fights and as I continue to grow my brand and they continue to grow their brand. As far as like the things that I've sort of experienced that have been eye openers, obviously, first thing was when I was meant to fight Elias and he pulled out on the Tuesday before the fight, like the week before the fight. And me, that sort of realization of like, oh fuck, like if they can't find a replacement, then I don't get paid. And I've spent money on this camp. Like I spent money on the camp. I've been paid by sponsors for the camp. So they're expecting me to do my part of the, do you know what I mean? And it's like fucking hell, like now I might not get paid if they don't find a replacement. So obviously, big respect to Thomas for taking the fight and allowing me to then get paid and get a fight. But yeah, it was a big eye opener. Like in our sport, we don't have any guarantees, you know. And then obviously the second thing that happened was breaking my hand in the fight and facing the possibility of having a surgery in my hand and then being out for fucking 4, 5, 6 months not getting paid. And it's like I've got a kid, I've got a family to support. So it's like, you know, when you're a footballer or a basketball player or whatever, you're getting paid monthly. You are guaranteed getting paid whatever you get paid a week or whatever it is, yeah. You get bonuses for playing and scoring and all that other shit. But in MMA, if you don't fight, you don't get paid. So in that respect, we need to be getting paid enough that if I have a fight and I get injured in that fight and I'm out for 6 months, I need to be getting paid enough that I know, okay, I can't fight for 6 months, but I've got enough from the last fight that I'm gonna be okay for the next 6 months, 8 months, whatever it is. You know, I shouldn't be like, shit, I need to fight again in 4 or 5 months. And if I can't, then I'm fucked. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, obviously I get paid okay, but it could be better. You know, it could always be better. And yeah, the more I win, and like I said, the more I continue to grow, and Octagon continue to grow, the more I expect my wages to go up. It's like any job, isn't it?
Absolutely. So you answered that perfectly. I might not have delivered the question as I wanted to, but you answered that absolutely perfectly, Dennis. So in a nutshell, do you feel that you're fairly paid, reflected to Octagon, how they've been saying how they are valued?
Yeah. Yes. So do I feel like I'm fairly paid?
With all things considered, I mean, not just camp costs and stuff and all that as well. Sacrifices and time away from your family, especially for you. You live in total different cities.
Fucking hell, like the thing is, how I value the time away from my family and from my little boy is like infinite. So as far as I'm concerned, I should be getting paid like what Anthony Joshua's getting paid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for being
When you say
for
it
having
like
for
that,
yeah, for being away from my family, I should be getting paid AJ money. But obviously, I live in the real world. I'm realistic. Um, However, I do know that Octagon is a multi-million euro company, spanning across Europe. They're selling out arenas. They're selling out, full stadiums as well. They've got quite a lot of sponsors who are big companies. You know, they've recently got XTB on as a sponsor, who are like a investment company, trading company. So obviously they've got big money. Um, I ain't getting no cut from XTB being on my walkout shirt. You know, they're the only sponsor that are getting it for free. So XTB, you best sort it out and start paying your boy, or come up with some sort of a fight of the night bonuses or something for the fighters. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
um, but yeah, in that respect, no. But I'm getting paid all right as far as like the sport goes, and as far as like what other promotions are paying fighters, what I could be getting paid, I get paid okay. But yeah, it could always be better, and yeah, and I hope that as I said, as I keep winning fights and I keep growing, and Octagon keeps seeing the value that I bring in terms of the German fan base that I have, um, as well as the UK and the Irish fan base that I have, that they will continue to pay me what I'm worth, and that it will continue to grow,
absolutely. Yeah, I'm all for that. Fighter pay. I've always been big on that, and fair play to Octagon as well, because they do look after the fighters during fight week and hotels and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
they don't just
yeah.
they don't shove anybody in any old shithole. They are top dogs and the premier when it comes to that. Now, just moving on, just as we finish it for this week, Dennis, and as always, it's great to chat with you, my man. Lerone Murphy and Shamrock, two people very close to you, who was out this weekend at UFC London. We'll start with Shamrock. He's not seemed to get going so far in his UFC career. As I just think it's been a bit bad matchmaking or unlucky
Um,
matchmaking, maybe.
I don't know if it's been bad matchmaking. Obviously, the first fight was a very tough fight, an undefeated Tajikistani guy who's a
I think
wrestler.
that was a bit tough.
Um, Big ask for your first fight, but obviously, Shem's not a 22-year-old or 20, you know what I mean? He's not a young prospect coming into the promotion. He was looking to come in and make a splash straight away at his age, which is fair enough. Maybe a little bit too much too soon, but it is what it is. That last fight, I thought was very winnable for him. I just think, like you said, I just didn't think he got going. Um, Obviously, I don't train with him full time, so I wasn't aware of what exactly the game plan was. I assumed that it would be to stay long, stay at range, keep out of this guy's boxing range, and use his teeps and stuff like that. Which I was screaming. I woke me baby up and all watching the fight, screaming at the telly like
Oh,
to just keep throwing teeps, like because whenever he threw the teeps, especially from that southpaw, the open stance, like he was landing the back leg teep a lot, similar to how he did against Jan Malik. Um, but then it's like he never it landed a few times and he never kept throwing it. Like just keep working that and use it as a setup and a feint. He ended up boxing with him a little bit too much, where the guy was shorter and more compact and was landing boxing a bit more. He hurt the guy, rushed a little bit, and then ended up getting dropped in the first round. So I don't know. There was just a few things. I also think like he's gone away from what he's really good at, like which is like grappling. Whenever he did grapple with the guy, felt like he had a lot of success. But it's like he never really tried to enforce the grappling as much as I felt like he should have. But it is what it is. Yeah, it's the fucking game. Like it's a brutal game.
absolutely. Yes, I'm with you. I think the things that he did do well, the teeps and the nice flip kicks and the grappling attempt was good, but there wasn't an enforcement on it after it, which is, yeah. Hopefully he'll get the chance to go again and get to shine again and prove that the level that we and everybody in the UK knows that he's at. Lerone Murphy. Now, the scorecards. Let's start there. I do not think those scorecards reflected Lerone's performance whatsoever, especially with the point deduction considered. What
Well,
about you, Dench?
I'll be honest. Yeah, he was very gracious in defeat afterwards. And I'll
Yeah,
be
absolutely.
honest, if I had just had my undefeated record taken from me like that, my title shot taken from me like that, um, I would have been fuming. Like I would have been
Savage.
fuming because I thought he quite clearly won rounds 1 and 2 based on the damage, the shots landed. Um, Mosar didn't re-wrestle. When he did in the third round, he was getting back up straight away. He was landing more shots. There was a point deduction. I thought, okay, going into the fourth round, I thought, yeah, Lerone either has to get finished or lose like 2 10-8 rounds to lose this fight. That in my head, that was what like going into the last round. I'm thinking, yeah, if Mobsar don't like 10-8 him in these 2 rounds or finish him, he's got this fight won because the point deduction, because the fact I thought he definitely won round 1 and 2, and round 3 was like okay, a toss up where I thought he won because I thought he landed the cleaner shots, the better shots, the more damaging shots, but to give Mavzar 4 rounds was absolutely fucking abominable. Like I couldn't believe that. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it, mate. And for that to happen in London as well, where it's like if it's supposedly Larone's home crowd, it's like fucking hell, man. Like, are you robbing your own guy? Do you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? At worst case scenario, I thought, okay, let's say Mavzar won the third round, it's a draw because he got a point deduction. How they've given two judges have given him round 2. I was like, what fight were you, or was it round 1 or round 2? Either way,
Yeah.
what fight were you watching? Like, what fucking round were you watching where you've given him that round? Like, I don't know whether it's just because it was a draw and they just didn't want to give it as a draw because it's kind of like unfinished business or whatever. Like, I don't know, mate. Fucking, and this isn't even just from like a bias thing because I like Laurent. Like, if I didn't know Laurent, I'd be like, that's a fucking robbery. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's mad.
Your eyes
And
don't
like,
your eyes don't lie to you. Your eyes don't lie to
do
you,
you know what I
brother.
mean?
And
Do you know
I
what I mean?
know I know some cases that they say that, oh yeah, it's different watching it from ringside, but it was a very technical fight and it wasn't like a lot of volume of anything. It was clear to
Uh,
score from where I was.
yeah. I maybe I just have to watch the fight again. I don't know. But from where I was
Maybe.
sat, it was a definite Lerone, like close fight, but Lerone won. At worst, it was a draw. I don't know. It is what it is. And yeah, there's a few of the other lads as well. Like I think it was a bit of a shit night for the people that I wanted to win for the most part. But it is what it is. Like it was a few unsettling sort of results on that card. It wasn't my happiest card to watch, and I'm never really usually sad watching a UFC card, but I was sad after that one.
Yeah, I come away feeling a bit underwhelmed as well. I felt a bit depleted, and you don't normally feel like that after, especially a hometown
Yeah,
card with a lot of friends and foes on there, man. But
yeah,
right,
man.
Dennis,
Yeah.
I know we touched on like when you're wanting to get back out and stuff, but as we're just about to leave it, have you had any contact yet, or is there any update on any conversations that have been had? Yeah,
There's a few conversations, brief, just like very beginnings, nothing, no names mentioned, just discussing sort of when am I looking to get back. And yeah, like I said, have to wait and see over the next couple of weeks. Obviously, June is a while away, you know, so we'll see. Maybe June. June would be good for me. I like June. June gives me time to get a fight in, a little bit of time off with the family, and then get back into a camp in time for September for Frankfurt. So for me, that's ideal. Um, so yeah, let's see whether it's. I know there's 2 cards in June, so there's Bratislava and there's Berlin. Bratislava may be a bit too early as of yet, but we'll see over the next 2 weeks if I heal. If it fucking heals mint, and I'm like, ooh, this fucking feels sick, then fuck it, as long as the right opponent's there for me, then yeah.
absolutely. Dennis, thank you very much again for your time today, and we will be keeping our ears and eyes open for an update. I'm sure everybody's waiting in anticipation, especially those Germans. Have you got a message for them as we close this down?
Uh What for, message for the German fans?
Do you know what? Do you know, just for any fans in particular, but more so the Germans, they've backed you to the heavens lately, them boys have. And lasses.
Ich mochte Deutsch lernen. Ich will Deutsch lernen.
There we go. The Menace. Take care, my brother.
Cheers, mate.